From your region.
Oh, they're reading the thing. Wait, that's how they do that?
I guess I just never really considered any of this stuff. I'm just like, okay, that exists.
Exactly. I think we all just think that things just kind of spawn.
Are you freaking serious?
Okay, why are you doing this? But I know it's quarantine, but like, bruh.
Why is the shit that has
Everyone looks stupid with
like,
shit
that's
that.
not gonna help you.
Well, it depends. Like The Rock looks good with shit that. He's like 50. So we got a block of cheese. His favorite food. That's cheese. That's mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Are you cheese whisperer?
Yes!
I'm a wood whisperer. Look at this. Oh, I love this. I love this.
No, like, look how far is he standing!
He's not gonna just get scooped up in.
Look at one leg, it's wet!
Whoa.
What he did it?
Said the word.
Oh no.
I didn't say it though, you did.
Yeah?
Yeah. Dear Lucas! I didn't say it. Did not say it. There's no proof. Whoa.
You have the life left?
No, yeah, I do. It's right there.
So if you go until you die?
I guess so.
Alright.
Alright, this guy's just chilling. He's doing TikTok dances. He probably has 6.3.
There's an alligator in the back. What is she doing?
Oh, I thought she was choking the baby.
He's
He's eating like a shrimp every day.
No.
That's a kind of genius. But it would be very
It will die, Jen.
That's not real. Would you do this? I've done this before. It's pretty scary, but it's pretty sick on mode.
Like maybe it was tight or something.
No, you're safe on it though. Like you are tight or something.
Did you fall?
No. You have good balance.
I do not have good balance.
Oh, this is the baby.
Oh, that makes me very upset.
No, this is sick on mode.
Makes me very upset.
Why are they spilling? What is this game?
I don't like how they get very close.
Yes, pour the cups into other cups and water. I would just spill it on her face. That'd be so funny.
That's like a pre-corona activity.
Yeah, big facts. Whoa.
Heck, sometimes you think
Said the word. I didn't say that.
bullying me.
Because you're not paying attention. I said it like 30 times. Yes.
So it ended?
Well, I don't know how long is the video. 10 minutes? Let's look. Guys, I'm gonna have you subscribe to this channel. If you're not subscribed, you
I'm
clearly...
really bad at this game. And I really lost this whole spiel.
You lost first. Guys, wait. Before she goes and cries, you guys need to subscribe to the channel. You clearly like this content if you are watching right now. Subscribe. And if you want to subscribe, then you stop.
Subscribe to camera?
Oh, dang.
Make this way not cry. I'm still going to cry.
Have a great time. Love you. Okay, I don't know. Well, yeah.
Hello, I'm Karen.
Hi, Karen. I hope it isn't like a Karen, you know. Anyway, hi.
She's got the haircut.
Today we are watching a true story animation, which is supposedly meant to be people's true stories, but animated. However, I find that very hard to believe because some of them are a little wild. Anyway, Karen is apparently allergic to the cold, and this video has a very interesting thumbnail of her breasticles frozen. So I have to find out what this is all about. Let's take a look.
And today I'll share with you how my disease complicated my life and got me in trouble. But before I move on, like the video and hit the subscribe button.
You should like the video and hit the subscribe button. Thank you, Karen.
You'll get taller by 5 inches tomorrow.
That would make me 5'11". That would make me cool. Oh my god. I'll pass, actually.
Sierra and I have been best friends since kindergarten.
All of these stories start out with someone with a best friend who is like hotter than them. I don't get it. I also don't get why these characters have such large memories. I think it's for the male audience.
We used to do everything together, and by everything I literally
The
How
hell?
is this allowed?
She was also the only one who knew about my cold allergy. At the age of 5, I was diagnosed with a rare disease called cold urticaria, which means that I get a severe skin rash whenever I get exposed to cold.
Interesting. I'm googling this. I'm seeing if it's real, and if it's not real, then I have a free chance to make fun of her. Cold urticaria. Wow. Interesting. Oh my god. So the picture is literally like, I don't know, I'm showing you. You can't see. Wait, this is so weird. So her disease she has is called cold urticaria. I also have, well, I was diagnosed and it never like came up again since I was probably like 11. This condition called urticaria where basically you get like skin hives. And my body was basically covered in these hives one time when I was like 11, and it was really disturbing. And there's a photo of me, which is my Twitter header, with ointment all over my body because I had an allergic reaction. And then the doctor told me I had that. So this is interesting.
I couldn't enjoy eating ice cream or drinking iced smoothies, so my body temperature wouldn't go down. And in winter, I had to wear
That
multiple
actually
layers.
sucks.
I always looked like a giant bear with my super huge rain boots. I also couldn't enjoy playing in the snow, and Sierra would always come to my house and spend time with me inside. She was the best.
Sarah really gave you the best, and also that Wink, I'm starting to feel like maybe it's a little bit more to their friendship.
However, that all changed when we got to high school. Sierra came from a rich family. Her dad owns a chain of fast food restaurants across the country. My parents, on the other hand, were both teachers. They barely made it from month to month. When students knew that she was rich, they all wanted to become friends with her. Guys wanted to invite her to their activities, and boys wanted to date her.
Why do all stories start with, I'm poor? I have a rich best friend though. Oh wait, now she's really popular. She doesn't want to be friends with me anymore. Boring.
But they always invited her alone. No one wanted me to join. One time, Alice, one of the most popular girls,
I hate you, Alice. I hate her already.
Sierra to her birthday party. And then she added, "The invitation is for you only."
People do that in my life.
It's an exclusive party, you know. I knew that she wanted to get under my skin with that comment, but I couldn't care less. I told Sierra to go. I didn't
You
like
go.
Alice anyway.
Yeah, stupid Alice.
And we stopped seeing each other as much.
This
Then
is
something
called
unexpected happened during chemistry
the
class.
snuggle.
The teacher
Bleh.
assigned all the students
This
who
pose
had
is called
good
the snuggle
pairs, and I
bunny.
went with Hudson, the hottest boy at school.
Hudson, the hottest boy in school. What are the chances that Hudson's like, yo, can you set me up with Alice?
He was the captain of the football team. Hudson and I started working on the project together, but soon enough, he confessed his feelings for me.
Oh,
And we
never
started
mind.
dating.
Yeah, I don't know why they're making her seem like this like unpopular, ugly troll because she's cute.
He cared for me so much that he came to drive me to school
He
every
looks
day.
looks like
For the
Taylor.
first time in my
Hudson
life,
kind of looks
I
like
felt like
Taylor.
a princess. But somehow, Sierra didn't like that. When she saw me walking
Shut up,
hand in hand with
Sierra.
Hudson, she was surprised. She came rushing and asked, "Are you two a couple?" I answered happily, "Yes, I haven't had the chance to tell you because you seem always busy lately."
And like you don't care about me anymore because you're way too popular with me. But guess what? I'm dating Hudson.
How about we all go for dinner together? Sierra added with a strange look, "Sure, I'd love to get to know my best friend's BF."
Sure, I'd love to get to know my best friend's BF. Why did you go like that?
I smiled, and we agreed to meet at this fast food restaurant. But the moment we walked in, Sierra had a disgusted look on her face and said, "I can't eat here. Let's go to another restaurant. I'll pay." I didn't like it, but I said nothing because Hudson didn't seem to mind.
You're already there.
But things like this kept happening. Whenever the three of us were hanging out, Sierra would pick the most expensive place of all and pay for us all. Hudson liked it, but I was embarrassed and hurt by her showing off her money. So I stopped inviting her to hang out with us.
Stupid
Then
Alice,
her
go away,
birthday came,
stupid
and she
jealous
wanted to do
Alice.
something extravagant. She booked an exclusive ski trip, hotel, and plane tickets, and invited her closest friends, including Hudson and I, for free.
It's pretty solid. I don't get how that could be backhanded. I don't understand.
"Oh, Karen, sorry if you can't make it." I had a feeling that she did that on purpose, so I responded, "Oh, don't worry, I'm coming." My parents freaked out.
Wait, she's allergic to the cold. I forgot. This is gonna be interesting.
Being in cold weather would definitely increase my rash, and all my body would be swollen, but I didn't care. I didn't want to leave Hudson and Sierra alone for 4 days.
If you can't trust your boyfriend to be around someone else, then you've got another thing coming, and that is that you should probably just leave. Because if they're automatically gonna cheat on you just because they're around another female for 4 days who may or may not like like them, you should be dating them.
I wish I didn't. I spent all my time in the hotel. I couldn't go outside.
Aww.
Hudson asked me multiple
I feel
times,
so
come
sad
with us,
for
I'll
her.
teach you how to ski. But I had to lie and say, I don't like skiing. I prefer reading.
It's not like a really weird condition. It's not like she has like, I don't know, some kind of STD. Like she just gets a rash in the cold. It's not like you can't tell her that.
Go have fun, and I'll wait for you here. Hudson and Sierra stayed together all the time.
Stupid Sierra. Her name's Sierra. I thought her name was Alice. Oh, okay.
Instagram and Snapchat, and I felt my blood boil. On the
Yeah.
last day of the trip, however, while I was having coffee in the hotel's
Byee
lobby,
word.
I saw Sierra and Hudson kiss outside in the snow. I couldn't.
Are y'all hearing this?
But I wasn't imagining things.
What the frick is that? I would leave, honestly, right there. Yes, get out.
I couldn't contain myself. I just gave up, ignoring all the alarms going through my head. I screamed at them, "What the hell is this?"
What the hell is this? I'm sorry, so funny. He was startled.
Twisted smile on her face, and she said, "You don't deserve him. You can't even join his activity. You're also a freak."
Why did she just start to real bad?
Snow with her hands, and she threw it on my face. I was shocked to hear Sierra say such awful things.
Why did Sierra turn such into a B word?
Cover all over my body. I was swollen, and then I passed out. I woke up in the hospital.
And you know what? I would get Sierra arrested for attempted murder. I would not be playing around. I would whip out the lawyers instantaneously.
I saw my parents sitting beside my bed. They looked worried. They told me that my body went
As
into
they should
shock.
be.
It needed 3 days to recover. I went back to school hoping that Sierra would apologize to me, but instead,
Why do their faces just change into like these weird old men?
she spread rumors about me saying that I was a gold digger and I was her best friend because she used to give me expensive gifts.
What?
I don't know what she told Hudson, but he too believed the lies
I
she
hate
told.
her.
He only sent a message saying, "We are no longer together." I was enraged.
I was enraged. What's up with the faces?
I needed to take revenge. I knew that Sierra took pride in her long blonde hair. She took really good care of it. So while she was in sports class, I replaced her shampoo with a similar bottle that had hair removal cream.
Love this girl.
When she took a shower later and got out, she was half bald. I heard her loud scream coming from the girls' bathroom. She was hysterical and came straight to me and threatened me. "You'll pay for this." I was so happy seeing her go ballistic. All the other students just laughed at her crazy. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay and enjoy that view. The principal called me to his office, and I was expelled.
So Sierra's allowed to murder her, attempted to murder, but she's not allowed to like make her a little bored. Seems unfair.
I couldn't care less. I told my parents that I didn't want to live there anymore, and we decided to move to Florida because it was warm all year round. I moved to a new school, and I kept a low radar. I didn't make any real friends, and I kept it to myself. But Sierra's rumor stuck with me. I wasn't a gold digger.
No, you weren't. You know, I've had people say similar things to me before, but you know the truth.
I graduated, and then I studied finance and business administration in college.
Heck yeah, you
And I
get
started
rich.
my own company at 23 years old. It was not long until I became one of the youngest successful women in the country, but I always had to be careful. I managed my work from home because I hated air conditioners. My employees always wanted to have a meeting with me, but I couldn't. Most of the time I had online business meetings, and if I had to go, I would wear clothes that looked ridiculous.
Sounds like quarantine.
I became rich, and I was able to help my parents quit their jobs and retire.
Epic.
I didn't have the courage to date
Stupid
other men.
Sierra ruined your life.
But then I met Zane. We met at a business conference for young entrepreneurs. The conference was in Hawaii, which was perfect for me,
That's epic.
and sunbathed without getting into the water. So one afternoon,
I know that might be ass, but it kind of looks like he has like teeth, like a cow.
asked, "Are you afraid of the water?" I looked at him suspiciously and asked with a cautious tone, "What do you mean?" But he simply said, "I've been watching you for a couple of days and you never seem to go in."
I've been watching you for a couple of days. This is never something you want to hear from anyone.
The water is lovely, you know. I immediately took a deep breath. His comment was innocent, and for the first time,
His comment was instant.
Oh, my friend's on
I
funny.
can't. If I go in there, I might die. Zane was
I'll
shocked
be right back.
and interested in hearing the whole story. So I told him. He was so compassionate towards me. He We ended up talking
Heck
all
yeah,
afternoon
Zane.
and then spending all of our time together. We started dating for a while and then we got married. I was so
Married?
happy with the way things
You're
turned
literally
out.
20.
I thought I finally had
Oh, I
my
found it.
thing.
I was sitting on it. How did I not hurt my
And I
butt?
had a loving husband who really cared for me. But then I woke up one night to lose some water and I noticed that Zane wasn't next to me. And before I got to the kitchen, I heard his voice coming from his office. It's not the right time yet. She's totally in love with me. I need more time until she trusts me with her money. I felt like an elephant sat on my chest.
Until she trusts me with her money. Like, oh, we're dating now, I'm giving you all of my money. Yes, that's how it works.
Was Zane
Zane really do be like,
planning something behind my back? I heard his footsteps, so I rushed back to my bed and pretended to be asleep.
she's fully clothed. Who goes to bed dressed like that?
But my heart was pounding. The next day, I acted like everything was okay.
I would not be able to do that.
Usual, and I
Yep, they eat a bonus breakfast.
even kissed him goodbye. But as soon as he left the house, I called a private detective and asked him to investigate Zane. And what
Heck
I
yeah.
found was shocking. Zane was Sierra's personal assistant. She was in the conference in Hawaii.
So you're telling me that this girl, who she hasn't seen since she was 16, has not let go of this, even though she stole her boyfriend? What more do you want, Sierra?
And saw me there. And when she knew that I became richer than her, she teamed up with Zane so they could rob me, or at least get half of my fortune when we got a divorce. I couldn't believe that Sierra still held a grudge after all these years. I also felt sick to my stomach. The only man that I invited to my life wanted to hurt me.
I don't really have any words apart from Sierra sounds terrible.
What was I doing again? I forgot.
I thought that I could
Oh yeah,
forget about Sierra.
this girl likes pink,
But I was
like
smarter than that. So I
that
took
one
all
pink
the evidence
YouTuber.
that the detective collected and I hired a lawyer. I had to divorce him.
Name's Leah Ash, I think.
You do that and keep
I'm
your
joking,
money.
I'll watch her.
You know what's never gonna leave
Yeah.
you? Money.
Don't judge
Well,
me,
I mean,
please.
it could, but that's your
Let's
fault.
make it white.
You know what will leave you? Probably a man. I'm just saying.
Zane was shocked when he saw the divorce papers.
He was shocked.
Get a picture from him that if he asked for money, I would send all the evidence to the police.
She looks adorable.
As for Sierra, I threatened
You know what? Since she's all pink, let's name her Leah.
tried to mess with me again, I would ruin her life. Sierra was terrified by the idea of this, and she paid me $2 million to keep my mouth shut. I sold the house Zane and I
That's his ear.
and I went to live with my parents so I could raise my child in peace.
Child?
What?
I was pregnant with baby girl.
Interesting.
I was thrilled when I had her. Amy was so beautiful.
Let's make another person. Let's make her purple.
Unfortunately, she had my disease. We found that out when she turned 7 years old. I cried my eyes out that day. She was playing with her friends outside. One of them opened a plastic water pipe and aimed it at her. The water was cold and she soon developed a rash. Her friends started screaming when they saw her. I rushed outside and I held her in my arms and took her to the hospital. The next doctor treated her.
Let's make.
And then they get married. Come on, give us something good. This story is like, it gets better and then it takes it away from you.
And calmed me down. He told me to get out of the room so he could treat her. Luckily, 2 hours later, the doctor got out and assured me that Amy...
Let's make galaxy colors, so like black, pink, purple, and blue.
Knew it.
And on our last day in the hospital, he came over to
Let's
me
make
and
them all
said, I kinda need to see
like
Amy more.
babies.
Can I visit her? Or would you prefer telling me more about her?
Seems illegal, but
I felt butterflies in my stomach.
quite literally.
It had been 7 years since I went out with any man, so I said yes. 2 days later, I took Amy and went to meet the doctor in the park. We decided that it would be more fun if the first date was a fun one. Amy also needed to breathe fresh air. But while we were playing,
Let's make them all girls.
I noticed that
With
someone
us.
was watching me from afar. I looked closely, and it was Zane.
You know, there's only like 20 seconds left of the story. I really want to know like where this is going, but I have no idea how this is gonna turn out.
He was looking back and forth between Amy and me. I knew that he figured out that Amy was his. You see, I never told him that I was pregnant.
Good.
I grabbed Amy's hands abruptly and apologized to the doctor, who looked confused with my strange behavior. I went home and I immediately booked 2 flight tickets to California. I will never let him take my child.
I have a lot of questions. This whole thing went from 0 to 100, and okay.
I just ended up back up here.
Have fun watching whatever that was. Let me know if you want more.
I haven't used his hair in a while. Literally. One of my characters has literally that. has that
Hi,
hair.
my name's
Let me find it.
Allison, and here's a true story
It was
about me.
Aisha.
My crush was spying on me. He saw everything. Everything? I wouldn't want anyone to see. I feel like I do a lot of stuff. I get traumatized just
Oh, yes.
by me doing it to myself. Let alone
This is
anyone
for the
else
class
seeing it.
bit.
Let alone that being my crush, which I don't have. I'm in a happy, loving relationship.
I keep forgetting I have this
hypothetically speaking, we'll just
person.
pretend that my crush is.
I like the knife and her back.
Sorry, Caleb. Can't hear me. Hi. Today we're going to be looking at a true story.
That's a snuggly bunny thing. That's snuggly bunny.
I was never what you might call one of the beautiful people.
Pretend it's like really, really cold because it's really, really hot here. And I really, really want it to be really, really cold because I like cold.
Tall, blonde, and beautiful.
The girl talking is like me, Shona's like Madison Bit. Just a comparison. Oh wow, she is.
Still, we're good friends,
I look like normal friends.
and I try not to let the obvious differences come between us. Every Friday night, the three of us head down to the ice skating rink. To be honest, I'm not much of a skater.
Me neither. I went ice skating around Christmas time and my knees hurt so bad. I think I'm prematurely aging.
And I usually spend more time on the floor than skating. At least it gets me. Dad has a new girlfriend, Avril, and I don't think she likes me.
Babril.
I'm never in favor of the stepmoms to the ice.
And always criticizing how I look, which makes me feel worse than ever.
Truth tea, they really do be doing that. I feel really sorry for her. Where's this going?
Shona is always first onto the ice. She's elegant and spins around like a ballerina. I don't mind. I enjoy people watching. I can see Sam Reeves on the ice. I've had a crush on him for years.
Crush has been identified. He looks nothing like David from Vampire Diaries. I mean, he's kind of got like the eyes and the pale skin, but why would she have a crush on him?
He's ugly.
But like everyone else, he doesn't seem to notice me. And besides, he has a girlfriend.
Give up then.
I have this low self-esteem.
I'm obsessed with that hair, I'm sorry.
Like me.
I have a lot of things I'm obsessed with in these gacha games.
And watching the action when I see Tony Franklin. Now,
Tony Franklin? Tony Franklin? The hell?
Tony Franklin
Tony
is
Franklin?
an average-looking guy, but has a reputation with the girls. I've never really thought about him before. My crush on Sam is all-consuming. Hey, Allison.
My crush on Sam is also all-consuming.
He flashes this great big smile, and I suddenly
Tony
know
Franklin.
how many girls fall for him.
I can't believe she just said Tony Franklin though.
Any girl in the world. Tony starts talking to me, and after my initial
Oh,
shock,
what?
I
I
started
almost picked this house like that.
As
As for the black person,
to me. I feel
not being racist, I literally mean black,
for once in a
black,
long time,
black person.
my defenses started to crumble a little. Later on, me and some of the guys are gonna grab a burger. Do you wanna come?
We've been friends though. You're glad he was one of the guys.
The request comes out of the blue, and I push my hand to check if I'm dreaming. Nope.
Remember the guy who got too flirty with you? And he's like, oh, yes, shawty, wanna come get like some snacks with the guys? And you're just like, yeah. He's gonna think you're on something.
Definitely not dreaming. A boy has just asked me out on a date. Well, sort of. I can feel my heart start to beat a little faster. Well, a lot faster,
This
actually.
is supposed to be
He might not be
babies.
Sam Reeves, but he makes me feel special. Perhaps your friend Shona would like to come too?
Meddling Shona, always ruining everything. I've never had friends like this. Like a lot of girls talk about having like the friend, and guys like use them to get to their friend. But thinking about it, I haven't had many friends in general. So let's keep watching.
This question is like a slap in the face.
Aww.
I should have guessed. Tony's not interested in me at all.
Shona's back.
Silly, but suddenly I feel betrayed. So angry. I let my defenses down, allowed a moment of weakness, and have been used.
That's supposed to be Bebe.
Stupid or something.
She really said.
I'm trying to look as dignified as possible.
Like, dude, of course he's not gonna want to go out with you, and he's gonna want to go out with Shona. It has nothing to do with your physical appearance. You're just his sister. I burped.
I don't think I've ever felt as humiliated in my life. Not even with my dad's new girlfriend.
Burning everything.
Fit of rage, I throw the Diet Coke straight into his face. That's what I think of you and your burger. Have a nice time with Shona. I stagger off toward the change with tears in my eyes. Shona is a good friend.
Shona looks like one of those anime characters in one of those pop-up ads where it's like an anime girl with like big voluptuous chest sacks. They're just like
Testicles.
Shona looks like one of those. I hope you don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, girl.
Her to me. I tell her that I don't feel well, and she walks me home. I see Tony Franklin watching us, and I want to stick 2 fingers up at him.
Why 2? Hi Tony. I hate you.
His plan to use me has backfired tonight. When I get home, I go straight to my room. Dad and Avril are out as usual. He never went out as much with Mom. Dad's not been the same since Mom died.
I mean, he looks happy.
3 years ago. I think that's about the time I started to pile on the weight.
Aww.
So,
Wait, this is so
Dad
sad.
was a mess too. I wanted him to find someone else, but someone like Avril. Whenever Avril and I argue, which is most of the time, Dad always takes her side.
Dads really do be like that. They're very hit or miss. I feel like people have like either a really great dad or he's straight up, they just don't know who he is. He just doesn't exist. They haven't seen him in years. Most of the time it's because of their female counterparts.
I hardly sleep that night, and the sounds of Dad and Avril making out in the next room doesn't help much.
Ew, I bury myself outside.
I stay in my room all weekend, moping about. I don't want to go to college on Monday, and I try to keep out of Tony's way. I
don't want to go to college on Monday either.
Shona. I don't want to speak to anyone.
She's so cute.
And on my own
Shona didn't do anything. Sorry, she's pretty. I feel bad for Shona. Why is she being bullied for being cute? What's she gonna do about that? People get bullied for being ugly, and then they get bullied for being too pretty. Like, what do you want from stars? I'm just glad I'm just like a 6.5.
As soon as I walk into the house, I can tell that something's changed. The living room seems tidier than usual. It's interesting to notice. All Mom's pictures have been taken down. All the photos and ornaments she collected, all gone.
I would throw a fit. Avril in the trash. Avril gets to go in the dishwasher.
As if she's never existed. Avril is sat reading a magazine on the sofa.
I would hurt
Looks
her.
up at me rather triumphantly.
I hate
You're
her.
home early, Allison.
I hate you,
Feels
Avril.
anger start to rise. Where
Punch
are
her.
Mom's
Go.
photos?
Fight her.
She puts
No
the
words.
magazine
Fight
on
her.
the sofa and folds her arms. Your dad and I thought it would be better if we got rid of all the things from the past.
It's our dead mother.
I look at her in disbelief. How dare you remove my mother's things?
I'd kill her. I'd straight up murder her.
Avril sighs and looks at me with her steely blue eyes. Your dad and I thought it would be
How I feel
for the
about
best.
Avril.
Dad would never agree to this.
Facts.
At that moment, Dad comes out of the kitchen and immediately stands with Avril, placing his arms protectively around her. What's going on?
Avril's not even cute.
He doesn't know. Dad, where are all of Mom's things? Now listen, Allie, don't get upset. We just thought it was for the best.
In what realm?
How dare you forget about Mom like this? It's all her doing. Where are Mom's things? I point to Avril, my arm shaking with rage. They're in the kitchen, Dad starts. Look,
I would absolutely murder her. Not even metaphorically. I would do it. Can an animated character sue me giving her death threats?
there's something I need to tell you. Avril and I are getting married. I just want... And I rush into the kitchen and find the boxes of Mom's stuff.
I forgot that you could change the color of this.
Before taking them up to my room. I can't bear the thought of being in the same house as Dad and Avril.
Me
And as
neither.
soon as I have my mom's things stored safely under my bed, I rush back outside.
Smother them both and then like, oh, she should still leave the house calmly. You know, me and her have both got very different approaches to conflict. I really want to know what this has to do with her crush vibe on her though, so let's keep watching.
I don't have anywhere to go, but I start walking.
Dig a hole. Sit in it.
Calls after me about halfway down the street. I don't look around. I know that voice. It's Tony. I walk quickly, but soon I hear footsteps running behind to catch up to me. Hey, stop a minute. What's the matter? I don't want to talk to anyone.
They even have the same side profile. Tell me they are not siblings.
Roy Franklin, but somehow he keeps up with me.
I thought his name was Tony. How is it Troy now?
And we walk to the park.
I thought it was Tony Franklin as well, not Troy.
I make my way down to the lake to sit on a bench, and Tony sits next to me. What are you doing?
Right, so is it Tony?
Kiss. You seemed upset. I was worried about you. Okay. I looked up into his eyes. He looked genuinely concerned, but
He's a liar.
this is the guy that humiliated me.
Don't trust him.
His face is close to mine, and I want to reach out and slap him, but then I have another idea. I put my face up to his and kiss him. If he can use me, then I can use him.
That's assault.
Then I feel his arms around me.
Oh.
His lips embrace me.
Ah.
His lips are soft.
What am I hearing right now?
I wanted to shock Tony, and I quickly pull away and stand up. Just leave me alone, Tony. I hate you.
Go, boy. Go. Kisses, boy. Boy likes it. Girl likes it. Go. I hate you. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
I managed to keep my distance from Tony for a whole week.
His name is Tony. Why was it Troy all of a sudden?
Occasionally, I see him at college, but I always turn in the opposite direction. The sight of him disturbs me, and somehow I can't forget that kiss. It's about 2 weeks later, on a Saturday night at the local disco, when I bump into him again. I have not spoken a word to my dad or Avril since the day they moved Mom's things, and it's really rough.
Neither would I.
I'm sorry, I love these new jumpers. They're so cute. But I can't be obsessed with them all the time, so I'm going to use this for now. I might change it later though.
Tony lurching toward me.
So is her crush, Tony or Sam? Because Tony seems to be the only one she's getting anywhere with. Sam hasn't been around since the very beginning of this video. Also, she should probably stop being a stalker. I'm not sure how I feel about the main character.
He's drunk. Allie, he slurs. I've been looking for you. I try and ignore him, but he won't go away.
That voice is so funny. I've been looking for you. That's how drunk people speak.
And plonks himself on a chair next to me. Will you join me? He sways toward the bar. I cross my arms and scowl at him. Don't you think you've had enough? What would your dad say? Tony's dad is a police officer.
Dating a police officer, guaranteed protection for life. Well, I mean, the son of one. But then also, they'll probably use their weapons on you if you ever broke up or like cheats on them or also complicated.
To my surprise, he slams his fist down on the bar. My dad can go to hell. I hate him.
I teenage angst.
And for a moment, I feel almost empathy for this boy I've grown to hate.
Yeah, you better. Why have you hated him just because of one thing he said?
Tony puts his head in his hands. You wouldn't understand. Try me?
Try me. I knew she was gonna say that. Okay, so Tony's a lot more complex than we thought. He doesn't just like shonen big anime kitties. It was complex emotions.
Then it all comes out. He starts telling me how his mom and dad are always arguing and how he hates to go home. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be telling you all this. I gotta go. He stands, and against my better nature, I grab hold of his arm, feeling a sudden rush of sympathy for him.
Aww, they're in love. They're not that siblings.
With me, a strange look in his eye. Ellie,
Don't say I love you. Pulls at the wrong time.
He lurches forward and grabs me in a passionate and drunken embrace.
Okay.
His lips find mine and crush against me.
Why are their eyes open while they're kissing?
The guy I hate most in the world is kissing me, and he's drunk.
What do you mean? Kissing. You already kissed him. Make your mind up. What do you want?
But I feel a slight tingle of pleasure.
Tingle of pleasure, shut up.
To get away, but he holds me tight in his arms.
That's assault.
Tony! I beat at his back as he staggers about with me in his arms until he falls over and crashes to the floor.
Is this legal?
Hey, are you okay? My hand reaches over to pull me upright. I look up.
It's David's up too.
He asks. We both look down at Tony, lying spread eagle on the floor.
You should probably call that.
Tony Franklin though.
Sam takes my arm.
I really thought he was gonna grab her.
I can hardly believe it. Sam Reeves.
So they just left Tony on the floor.
It's a beautiful starlit.
Sam Reeves also.
I want more bacon.
Not being
His long-term girlfriend. Apparently, they've been rowing too much.
Rowing, right?
It's been one of those nights. As we approach my house, Sam stops and gazes at me. You know, Allie?
When people say he gazes at me, I can imagine them being like, okay, how does sound do?
You're one of those girls that I can really talk to. Not like Anna, she never really listened. And then he kisses
gonna kiss in the span of 20 minutes.
She has kissed her quite a few.
I wait for the explosion in my heart, the fireworks in the sky, but it didn't happen. His lips
I'm a sidekick.
warm, but I don't get the thrill I imagined.
Like I do with Tony. Boom. They're gonna get married.
The strange thing is, all I can think about is that
Which one?
I hate him. He's even ruined this moment for me.
Yeah.
Sam said
Tony
when
be ruined.
there's going to be a big end of term party on Friday night, and Sam asked me to be his partner. I can hardly believe it.
You're telling me Sam just broke up with his girlfriend that very night. He's already off in this girl. It doesn't really seem like he knows that well. He just kissed once. Bear in mind, college students who don't.
Why do I have so much
And now they're
coin gold things, but literally no diamonds at all?
And I want to look my best for Sam.
Oh my god.
So pleased for me.
35 minutes long! Whoa!
Why do they make these characters so voluptuous?
Friday comes. I can hardly wait.
Cringe.
Myself in the mirror, I can't help smiling to myself.
What is that?
Leslie Duckling seems to be turning into a swan after all. Coming
I
down
don't know if I like that analogy.
stops, his eyes misting over.
Shut up, Dad. Stupid idiots.
Hey, Allie, you look gorgeous.
Hate
Just
you.
like your mom.
Shut up. Yeah? How do you know what she looked like? You put up her photos in stupid box because of, after all, stupid idiot.
Seems like the first father and daughter moment we've had since Mom died. Maybe we can work something out after all. Sam takes trust in his heart.
Doubtful.
Can I wanted more
He
gloves?
even bought me a corsage and pins it proudly on my dress.
He's not Tony though.
Okay, this is almost 40 minutes long.
Smart, almost.
Leah? What? Leah?
I guess I'm just
Stay right there, son.
smiles, but because I'm with Sam, he doesn't remember.
How could you do that to Tony? Sam is ugly. I don't need to act like this because I'm ugly. Tony is the one.
I notice there's no significant other on his arm, which is unlike Tony. It's a great night. We laugh and dance, but something's not right, and I find that at moments I'm looking around the room trying to see where Tony is.
Kiss him again.
It's ridiculous, and I try and pull myself back to the moment. I'm with Sam Reeves, my
I'm back.
dream date,
Yeah.
and it's not enough.
I'm back.
Towards the end of the night, I notice that Sam is distracted too. It's
Let's name her.
last dance, and he seems agitated.
Oh,
Allie, are you alright? Are you having a good time?
No, I'm thinking about
Olivia.
Of course, Sam. I'm having a great time.
Olivia.
That's not Tony. You states.
How would you know that?
Shake my head, start to deny it, but what's the use? Sam
Oh yes, I
hit the
did
nail
murder somebody.
Yeah.
Please do not judge.
on my mind all night.
Rotten Tony. Well, you know when you had your chance and you blew it.
This is all.
Sorry, Sam. You've been
Okay, no, I'm just gonna stop it here.